please can you say something about energy that is exchanged between people? Like when I feel to behave nice to people, especially family, it almost feels like I am a magnet of attracting disrespect and putting me down. It's amazing. And I don't feel like behaving like a track. Thanks. Well, we're always, because there is no separation, there is just energy. So when you walk into a room, if someone's really angry, most sensitive humans can feel that. The same if somebody's really joyful. So maybe, I don't know, Chris, but maybe if you're really joyful and positive, people respond with jealousy. But who knows? It's something that we'd have to explore. And you can see your part in it too. It's not that your part is negative or that you're creating or causing it, but everything's interrelated and you can't really find one thing to blame. It's like a bundle of energy. And when looked at impersonally, you just see that it's just lots of chemicals having reactions in a lot more complicated way than calling it chemicals. So if you notice that anyone that stands above the crowd too much will get bullied. And you know, it's such a complicated subject because it comes from the idea of us competing against each other for survival, which we do, competing against our environment, competing against the other for money, for success. So we have these sort of mentalities bred into our society, which in one way is a good thing for evolution because that competition makes us strive for better and better, but it also can create these like very passive-aggressive behaviors amongst each other. Since becoming a public speaker on non-duality, I've had to go through a crash course in understanding and learning the psychology of humans. Like learning these, I've had so many funny games played with me. You know, you just wouldn't believe it. And it's not that I intellectually necessarily understand it. My brain hasn't thought about these things before, then it's not going to understand people's behavior. So I've had to really study and learn psychology, and I'm still studying and learning it to understand sometimes what people are trying to play out with me. And my response too, because this body will have its particular response. I've had a lot of people try to trap, control and own my freedom. This joy, they see this joy and this innocence, and that suddenly it's attracted a lot of energy that have tried to own it. And I've had to really understand that. And it can start in so many different ways. Like it can start in somebody coming as if they need you to help them. And if you don't help them, you know, they're going to die or something terrible is going to happen. But it all starts so subtly. And I have fallen for it. Hook, line and sinker for some of them. Didn't come with a manual speaking about this. You know, humans are complicated, all our complicated stories. And I'm not saying that I've behaved the best, you know, I've got frustrated with people and annoyed with people. And I certainly got trapped into feeling like there's a feeling that's wanted to help people, and just by wanting to help people, then there's been funny energies that responded to that. It's not anybody's fault. And all of it, even since the awakening, like all of these interactions, has been great for seeing more and more the psychology and the makeup of this body mind, which is endless. Like I can learn so much about this complex, unique human being. There can be so much learning about it. In each situation, responding so differently and uniquely. I can tell you, if I had done this all over again as a public speaker, I would have never, ever used my real name. Those speakers that use a false name or a spiritual name even have been so wise. Like I didn't know the internet when I was getting involved with it. That would be if you're ever thinking about becoming a speaker or public on the internet, I would use a different name. Can I say that I am the observer, the knower, and the experiencer, but none of these three can be known, observed, or experienced? A bit confusing. Sure, you can say that. Whatever works, but yeah, that sounds nice. Whatever you feel moved by. But yeah. And it's just not you as a human, imaginable entity. It is that which is happening.